What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Real Ram T. Lee. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Tawana Lee, otherwise known as Real Ram. It is important for you to know that I am an Air Force veteran. I am a graduate of USC, Go Trojans. Specifically, I am a social worker. And so today I want to tell you that I am participating in the overnight walk in DC to raise awareness for suicide. The reason why I am doing this, I have previously shared, is that I am the voice of everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, those who have lost a loved one, those who have come across others who have, and just those who are suffering, those who have thought about it, right? But however, I want to make it a little bit more personal. As I went on my first day to actually train, because um, I am an Air Force veteran myself, and I thought about it recently that, some can say that I've had a fairly easy career, and I have not walked more than 1 hour. I never have. So on my first day to actually like go out and train for this, I thought, hmm, it would be okay if I go and it'd be smart if I go out here and train at this one particular park. I am in Washington, DC, and it's called the Chuck Brown Park, because it had hills. So I said, this would be tough. But since I haven't exercised in a long time, who cares? It'll be good for me to get out here, walk these hills, walk a little bit, and I had 45 minutes to do this walk. I thought, it'll be good, get my blood flowing, get my heart rate up, and I know that the next day I was going to be sore, but I felt the point was to get out here and be active. Well, you know what? There's this thing called being effective in what you do, and that was not an effective workout. Also, what I want to share with you is that internally, I was having a battle. And I want to share the importance because on that day, I wanted to make a video for you. Internally, I was having this battle that I had my mind made up that this was going to be day one of training and doing this exercise. And I was battling because the day was dreary, gray, rainy, and I only have 40 minutes. But again, I hadn't exercised in quite some time. So I said, okay, my mind is made up. I'm going to do this. What else am I going to do in this 40 minutes? Let me go ahead and knock out this walk. And I wanted to be proud of myself, and I wanted all of my donors, sponsors, to be proud as well. I don't want to let anybody down. But I didn't feel like it because it was dreary and it was hills at this location that I chose. So I thought about it. Okay, you're prior military. And as I'm walking, I got my music playing, get me motivated. And I thought about what can I tell the people? Those who haven't dealt with suicide ideations or just anything. Why would you care about this suicide awareness walk? And I thought about a conversation that I've had with my teenage son that we've lived in Switzerland. And I personally, since this is about me and why I am doing this walk, I personally didn't like it after a certain point in time. There were things about Switzerland that I loved. Switzerland is beautiful. People understand that Switzerland is one of the highest ranking places of happiness. But you may not know that Switzerland also ranks high in suicide attempts. And you could be thinking, why? Well, this is why. And on this day, this is what I want you to understand. On this day, I told you it was dreary, it was wet, it was gray. And as people who look like me, Black people, and even like Black women specifically who don't like to be out in the rain, you don't like to get wet, this is why Switzerland is one of the highest suicidal rates, has one of the highest suicide rates, because it's in the mountains. Most of the year, it's dark, it's rainy, it's cold. And if you don't like to go skiing, which most of us do not, you have to motivate yourself to continuously get outside despite what the weather looks like. You have to get yourself out there. And as a therapist myself, right? And you may hear from other therapists, you may hear from other people. It doesn't matter what it's like outside. It is most important for you to first get up off the couch. It is important for you to go outside. It is important for you to go out and be amongst the community. Well, when it's cold and it's wet outside, we don't want to do that, right? But it's important. And in Switzerland or any other place where there's mountains, it's important for you to go up and be up. You have to go up high above the mountains. That's where the sun is. Another thing that we lack is a lot of vitamin D. And we have to go out above the clouds, get that sun, get that warmth. And that's really hard to do in Switzerland. And this helps lead to the depression. And this is why in Switzerland they have nets on the sides of their bridges. Their water is so beautiful. People can go out on their walks, right? Which could be that step one and step two, that they got out, they went walking, but they're still out there where it's cold, cloudy, and they may want to just jump over that bridge. So they have those safety nets to catch people. So on this day, I'm going walking, but man, it's raining, it's cloudy. So I wanted to share that with you to let you know that it was cold and wet and dreary, but you know what? I got to get this walk done because I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for those who actually, went through with their plans and they just suffered in silence. Next, I went out the next day, or not the next day, but yesterday. I went out again and trained. It was a beautiful sunny day. And I said, I'm going to be a little more effective because when this walk actually happens, it's going to happen out on the streets of DC on flat ground. So why am I training on hills? This isn't cross country. This is just we're just gonna be walking on the streets. And the point is about the length of time. This is gonna be from dusk to dawn. So it's important just for me to practice the length of time. As I said, I've never walked longer than an hour. So I went on base, I walked on the track, and I increased my time to 2.5, almost 2.5 hours. So I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to share some pictures with you. So yesterday was a lot more effective, and it was a little more easier because it was, it was a track. I had my music going, the sun was out, and all of that. And sometimes it's like that, right? Your emotions affects what it is that that you're going to accomplish. So as soon as I find it again, if you guys know me, you know anything about my channel, I have my stuff ready and then I minimize it so I can see myself as I'm talking to you. Then I can't find it again. So let me find my photos. And I can't find it. In the meantime, I hope that you guys are able to share the links I'm going to put in the description box so we can get more donations. I'm going to share with you the importance of those donations, what it can go towards. Okay, so I tried to make a slideshow. That didn't work out too well because it wanted me to save it in a certain format, and that I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all because it was too much work. It was too much work. Okay, so I had it, and now StreamYard wants me to do all this extra stuff. As always. All right, so this is just a few of my pictures. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was me getting ready to go. This was me sporting my shirt. I really wanted to make a slideshow, so you ain't looking at some craziness. This was me at the Chuck Brown Park. Decided let me practice being in my mask. Because my allergies was high that day. And there's the hill. The Chuck Brown Park. Right. I went over there, took a picture of that beautiful, beautiful. See, you know what? Chuck Brown behind me. I hope you guys even know who Chuck Brown is. He is the father of the DC go-go music around here. Very important. I'm going to share some photos, a whole new separate video about Chuck Brown. Of course, there's a very important year in this photo that I had to take, but we'll talk about that at another time. Chuck Brown, like I said, very, very important around here. That's me at the track. Before I started, obviously, right? Because I'm not going to be smiling. And then, y'all know who I'm representing. I'm a walking billboard, if you don't know. So, my sponsors, if you're listening, you're paying attention, hit me up while I'm out here walking all night. So, we're going to get into some science real quick because I think it's important for you to know. So, I recently attended some training. Let me open it up. I recently attended some training for my professional development. Also, if you don't know, I am a therapist. This training was provided by the Department of Defense. I thought it was going to show me all the partners. It was provided by the Department of Defense, and this information is not classified. There were some other partners and agencies that gave this information. I'm going to share in the description boxes, all of this particular reference where I got this from. But some of the information that stood out to me that I found to be important was about our military community. So although I am walking for everyone, I want those who I intersect with, the community that I am a part of, I want you to understand also why it is important for you that I am walking. The information where I sit, or at least where I used to sit, is the only pieces of information that I am going to share. You can feel free to click on this link and find out the rest of the information for yourselves. So I'm going to read directly to you that in calendar year 2020, a total of 580 service members died by suicide. 384 were active duty, 74 reserve, and 119 were National Guard. Suicide descendants were largely enlisted service members, ranging from 87.4 to 93.5% across military populations. Service members and pay grades E1 to E4 continue to represent the largest percentage of suicide descendants at 52.1 active components and 50.6 reserves and 50.4 National Guard. When I was enlisted, and I separated as an E5, which is where, this is why I'm reading that piece of information to you. Service members in pay grades E5 to E9 represented the second largest proportion at 41.4. My husband recently retired as an E8, so I was jumping up to that part as well because that's where he sits, which would also make me like a military spouse, right? But then the next piece is about, hold on. Okay, so when it comes to the military family members, the data for calendar year 2020 was not available for this report because of the time lag inherent in the collection of civilian death data. However, there were 202 reported suicide deaths among military family members in calendar year 2019. The family member suicide rate was 7.7 per 100,000 military family members. When these family members were also service members, they excluded them, and that brought the rate down to 6.5 per 100,000 members. So, of those 130 military spouses who died by suicide, the majority were under 40 years of age. Again, that's where I was when I was active duty, including as a military spouse. So when examined by sex and ages 18 to 60, the female spouse rate was 6.8 deaths per 100,000. Of the 72 military dependents now who died by suicide in calendar year 2019, the majority were males, 76.4%. The ages ranged from 12 to under 23 years old, with 62.5% of the dependent deaths among them who were under the age of 18. So that's 12 to 18 now. In calendar year 2019, less than 6% of dependents were also service members at the time of their death. And I want you to understand that between the age groups of 10 to 17, 45 of those was the number. 45 of the 72 service members, 45 of the 72 dependents were ages 10 to 17. That's 62.5%. So this is also why I'm walking, because as a military veteran, spouse, and of course, mother of children who fall in that age range of 10 to 24, suicide has been the number 2 reason of death among our children. So whether they have sat in silence or not, this is what has been taking our children. So I'm walking for them as well. Which brings me to my closing statement. And as we say in the military, and in closing, I want you to know that theovernight.com has shared some information with us. I want you to know what your money is going to. So when we raise $10, that helps distribute the wristbands to help build awareness. $50 provides suicide prevention education materials to 25 people. 100 brings It's Real teens and mental health education programs to a local school. 250 recruits and trains field advocates on public policy priorities. $500 trains a new survivor of suicide loss support group facilitators. I am at 768. Let's see. To be exact, I am at $785 as of the time of this recording which is 1:50 p.m. on May 2nd. The minimum goal for me is $1,000. $1,000 provides funds for youth suicide prevention outreach and programming. $2,000 hosts a research connection event to share how AFSP, which is American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So $2,000 hosts a research connection event to share how AFSP funded research helps prevent suicide. And then $5,000 institutes an interactive screening program at a school or workplace. So this is why I am walking. This is what your funds goes to. This is how the information I have shared with you, I hope it has inspired you to understand what silence can do, and even those who have acted, and the importance of your mental health, and understanding where you live, and understanding what others may be going through. So thank you all for the contributions that you have made, and and in supporting others who are out there walking. So as I said already, in closing, I appreciate those who have donated, and this is why I'm walking. So until then, next time, this has been Real Rim, and I'm out.